Margaery being pregnant wouldn't necessarily derail an alliance on its face, mostly because the Lannisters do need the help that badly, but it would prolong the wait until Margaery could marry Joffrey. Her child with Renly, if the baby wasn't killed first, would probably be fostered somewhere remote for a while and then sent to either the Wall or the Silent Sisters. They'd be too dangerous to keep around and plausibly too dangerous to keep alive. Meaning, there's zero likelihood of Margaery ever having a motherly bond with this child. Hello everyone, if you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notifications bell, so you don't miss any new updates on your favorite TV series. There's also a risk that the Lannisters would use the Tyrells' aid in the interim and then find an excuse to ditch them later before the bill came due. In which case the Lannisters get what they need and the Tyrells are left with nothing. All the more reason to rush the Joffrey-Margaery marriage, before she ends up cast aside like Sansa Stark. As an aside, I think that in the books at least it's pretty damn likely that Renly and Margaery did consummate their marriage out of sheer pragmatism, and the Tyrells lied about it in order to speed up the Joffrey marriage plans. In which case, Margaery probably was sipping some moon tea in that period, discreetly. I doubt anyone would have to force the abortion. Margaery knowingly marries both a gay man and a psychopath in pursuit of power. As soon as Renly died, she would have recognized that being pregnant would be a liability and started drinking moon tea just in case. Babies are not great leaders, and the war was moving far too quickly for Renly's army to sit around waiting to see if they had an infant king to support or not. Those lords weren't going to oppose the Lannisters on the chance of a male heir who wouldn't be able to actually rule for a decade and a half. The Tyrells needed to figure out which way to jump, fast. Margaery wouldn't let a pregnancy stand in their way. Another theory would be, Renly married Margaery months before he died. Assuming Renly only bedded her on their wedding night as part of the ceremony, Margaery would have been about 5 months pregnant, which isn't easy to hide. However, Margaery doesn't go to King's Landing immediately after his death, it's several months later, roughly the end of the year, meaning she could have had the baby before arriving. I'm not sure the effectiveness of moon tea, whether it's like the morning after pill, where it needs to be taken very quickly, or if it would work much later too. My guess is that it needs to be taken quickly so that it works to end the pregnancy without hurting the mother too. With the potential for a 5-month pregnant, I don't think moon tea will work, so she will need to give birth. I highly doubt Margaery would consent to a marriage if the price was her baby. The books make it clear that she didn't care about being queen, she wanted sex. So if she were moving forward with the wedding, a place would be found for the baby, possibly sent to the Wall or Silent Sisters very young, or raised in King's Landing with Margaery as Lord or Lady of Storm's End, to be married off to a Lannister cousin. The baby was the child of the undisputed Lord of Storm's End, and is useful in that aspect, and Renly was popular but didn't have the loyalty that Ned had, so none of his soldiers would want to make the baby into the new king out of loyalty to him. She could be betrothed to Martin Lannister, Kevan's son, and if it was a boy, he could be betrothed to Jaime Lannister, Kevan's daughter, who was only about 2 when Renly Jr. was born. This would give Kevan's family an actual seat, marrying them to 2 other great houses, and eliminate the threat by having Kevan ruling for the next 13 years. Thanks for watching, please don't forget to like this video and drop comments. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything.